both got my best life, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. See a few people coming in here right now. Hey, what's up? Aaron, Lau, how's it going? Long time no see. I was just on stream a minute ago. Just kidding. I was, but it wasn't RuneScape. How's it? How are you all doing out there? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. See a bunch of people coming to the stream. I have 10 party hats, so I just hold on to them forever and sell them and have that money to make me more money. I.e. Saren Godbow. Well, you're gonna need a lot more than just a Saren Godbow. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. You know, Saren Godbow is more for the spec. It's not really so much for the weapon itself. Just to say. That's like a very small part of a range setup. So, I wouldn't really sell your big investments in order to just buy one piece of a range setup. Maybe you have the rest of it, I don't know. But also, if that's something you're worried about, then it probably isn't a good idea for you to hold party hats. Like buying gold party hats right now is not really about making money right now. That's the reason why they're going down in value right now. Is because pretty much everybody is like, why didn't they skyrocket? And everyone like me knew they weren't going to skyrocket. And so yeah, we're just kind of sitting back and watching this happen. But that is kind of the reason why they're going down, is everybody is like, oh, I thought I was going to make a whole bunch of money right now, and then they realize they're not, and so they're selling them all off. Anyway, that's kind of an explanation of what's going on with the party hat prices. I'm sure people are going to ask that question, and I'm sure I'll answer that about 10 more times today. But to answer your question when it comes to should you hold on to them or sell them for money now, if you need money now, then you should sell them now. If you have plenty of money and don't have to worry about them, then you should hold on to them. Hey, what's up, Mikey? Yeah, doing pretty well. How you doing? What's up, Icy Reap? Aaron, how you doing? I have 322 million in maxed account. What should I buy? That's a little bit vague. Like, buy to do what? Also, I'm just going to do archaeology here for a few minutes. I'm working on my Yak Track because I just didn't pay attention to the Yak Track pretty much at all this time around. So I'm doing the Yak Track grind. Let's see, we are on step 30 right now, and we have 2 days left. So we'll see how this goes. But for the most part, I'm going to just try to do, you know, the things I can do. I'd go do the fishing one, but I'm already 200 million fishing, so I'm going to spend the time doing other skills. For this step here, we got 35 minutes left of the skill or kill. Also, too, I really need archaeology experience. I need like 133,000 more until 116, and that's like a big goal that I've had, is like getting 116. Do you like the labels above your interfaces? Yeah, I don't really mind them. I have a big screen, so it doesn't really bother me to have the interfaces there. When I lock it, they're gone. So it can have either way. Have fun with that. It won't be too bad. Worst case scenario, I can just buy a couple bonds and skip a bunch of it. So I don't have tier 92 weapons gear, just tier 90s. Well, 322 million, I can tell you don't. You're not going to be able to buy any with that much. So are you talking about for gear? Because you didn't really say what you should buy. Like, you didn't say, like, what you're looking for. What should you buy? You should buy 322 million gold worth of fire runes. As far as combat gear, my recommendation for combat gear is most of the time just to start with a melee setup, unless you just really want to do range and you really want to do magic, or you have something specific you want to do with those. I would start with a melee setup, because melee is pretty much the easiest setup to go with, as far as, like, it's just very straightforward. Basically, you buy Trim Master Work to do 90% of RuneScape, and then you can buy like a Scythe, or you can buy Kopesh, and neither one of those are very expensive in comparison to range and mage gear. So my recommendation would be to keep your tier 90s and buy Trim Master Work if you don't have that. Because I think you're talking about combat stuff here. Oh shoot, I actually had 4 days left on this. I could have done this. I thought that I was still running my last one. Haven't played too much in the last few days. When would normally be the next double XP event? I recently bought everything I need for 120 herb. It should be announced pretty soon. It's been a little bit since our last one, so it'll probably be announced pretty soon. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have, or anything, like, really about anything in RuneScape. I can try to help you out. Just gonna be chilling and working on a little bit of the Yak Track here. I'm gonna get like probably like 2 more excavations here. I just need like probably 2 more artifacts, I think. And then when I got 2, then that should be enough to get me to 116, so then I can stop doing archaeology and probably go do something different. So temporary archaeology here. Yeah, February is usually a double XP time too, so that would make sense. Oh, I already answered that one, my bad. We got several inches of snow here. We did here too. Most of it is cleared up now in my city, but the outer areas of, like, the, not directly in the city, but kind of the mountainy areas, are either getting floods or they're getting a whole bunch of snow. So it's just one of those two for everybody right now. But stay safe. I've seen some pictures of people. I got a picture from a friend that showed like 26 inches of snow. It's insane. Hey, how's it doing there, Blood? How you doing, man? I'm doing all right today. A little tired, but doing all right. Do we anticipate a new boss the next month or so? We should be getting another guy, Elder Front, or whatever they're even called. The front. We should get another front boss. Another front boss. We should get another front boss pretty soon. It should be like the necks of the fronts. If they're going to be following that trend for God Wars Dungeon 3, we should be getting that fairly soon. But we got so much new boss content. I mean, do we need more right now? I'm not sure we need any more right now. I think when I get done with archaeology too, I might go try out the new Hetz Oasis, because I haven't done that yet. That'd be a good thing to go check out. Maybe if somebody here has done it, then you can help to guide me a little bit. Also, I have to take a break from streaming in a little bit here. Actually, not too long from now. I have to take a bit of a break, but then I'll be back afterwards. Anyway, that's the plan, is to be back afterwards. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna try to be streaming a little bit more over the next few days and stuff, because there's a lot that I want to be able to work on in the game, so why not do it while I'm on the stream? Still working on 120 archaeology at 112 now. Nice. Me too. I've been doing archaeology for pretty much all of my AFK time lately. My archaeology level started like extremely low, basically 99, because I rushed it to 99 when it first came out and then didn't touch it forever. So I'm at 70.1 million archaeology now, which honestly is a pretty big accomplishment for me because I like basically went straight from 99 to 70 million. So getting there. And that's also with stopping and doing like a ton of mysteries and other stuff that I had to do because I didn't realize how many I was going to have to do. So getting a lot of things done along the way. So it's been fun, honestly. It's really been fun. At 116, I'll unlock the first like skilling relic, which I'm really happy about. This one will give me the 2% more for the support skills, which I really need because I want to do some more construction. So kind of wanted to finish doing the support skill relic before I do the construction. What is your view on a woodcutting and fletching rework? I think we definitely need it. I'd like to see something with fletching along the lines of like the smithing rework. I would also love to see a woodcutting update as well. Like some way to make the trees last a little bit longer would be nice, and also make it like slightly more beneficial for XP. I think we seriously need an update for woodcutting to make the trees more viable to do. I don't really think we need to get a whole bunch of more logs from them or anything like that. Like, I think the money from woodcutting is mostly fine. But the effort to reward right now is just not good. Like, for example, okay, we need one more artifact, by the way. Just one more artifact, and then we should be... Oh, wait. I got a complete tome. And I didn't realize how fast the XP is going. We're actually good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and roll back and get my 116. Woohoo! But yeah, it's right now there's not really any reason to do woodcutting on trees. Like, hardly. Unless you're like a lower level and you're going to do like Acadias for XP or something like that, which makes sense. But once you get to a higher point in the game, there's no reason to do them. 116, there it is. Alright, so that does give us the Adriana's, whatever it's called. Basically, where I can get the relic now to do 2% more to support skills, which is pretty sweet. Been waiting for that for a long time. This is, honestly, 116 was a really big goal of mine, so I'm really happy to see hitting in that. So I'm going to go ahead and, probably not going to grab that right this second, but probably tonight or something like that, I'm going to go and get that relic so that I've got that done. Thanks for the grats. And I'm going to keep on working to get to 120, but yeah, 116 was like a really big goal. That was like, okay, I want to at least get to that. That's kind of like what I was saying to myself. All right, go ahead and claim this Warforge stuff. I've been doing Warforge right now. I don't really, honestly, actually know what the best one is to do, really. But I do Warforge a lot because I want to be able to get the stuff for doing Tetra compasses. So that's why I do Warforge for right now. I haven't really taken the time to look and see if anything was going to be better, but this seems to be good for now. I like how archaeology, there's a lot to do in archaeology. Like there's a lot to work on besides just getting XP. So I think it's pretty fun for that reason. Alright, let's see. I've got all these Saragorgak crowns here. I wonder if I can restore some more of them. Yep, I can restore some more. Oh, I need to go and buy some Warforged bronze actually, because I'm always running out of it. I'm gonna go buy 1,000 Warforged bronze, that way that I can restore a bunch more of my artifacts, and then I'll get us even more XP. Because the main thing I have to work on right now is the yak. I'll buy 2,000. I'm literally always running out of this. I just have these wreaths and stuff in here to see if they ever pop to that price, and then I'm going to get rid of them. That's why they're in there. Let's see, not much content for hats. You can be done in 5 to 8 hours. Nice, let's go. I'm actually happy to hear that, actually. I do enjoy when you can get through some content quickly because there's so much content to do in the first place. How much faster do hard clues get with full outfit? I am one piece off. I don't do a whole lot of clues, but I do know that clues do get really quick when you have everything set up correctly. I do know that. Okay, yep, Sarah Gorgat Crown. We're going to go ahead and restore as many of these as we can now that I have more components. 2? What do you mean 2? Oh, I also need Star of Ceradamin. Oops. Alright, I'm going to go buy that. Oh, it's a bummer. Now we got to go all the way back again. Taking a break from it to make more porters. A really good idea, rather than making porters, is just to go and get more porters for free. You can get them from doing the Amlod elves. They're really, really good to do. I'd highly recommend doing those whenever you can. Okay, we've also got some stars now. Let's go ahead and go back, and we will restore what we can. I'm just going to restore these real quick, and then I'm going to do go do my daily use. Seems to be a good idea since we are at time. So right now is a great time to go do daily use if you haven't done them, or if you don't know what they are. Basically, you just go to World 48. There we go. We can do 28 of these. Basically, just go back to go to World 48, go to Birthorpe, and then people will be dropping divine use, and you can just sit there and work on them. It's the fastest. It's the best XP in the game for woodcutting. So if you need woodcutting XP, it's a really great idea. I'm trying to do it right now because I am 3 million away from 200 million woodcutting. So just trying to finish off that woodcutting, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. It'll be done. Let's see. Hey, how are you doing? Also, would you say investing in the rainbow cloak while like it's 4 million is worth it? Not really. Like yes and no. Yes and no. The reason why I say yes is because okay. This is the way it goes for every treasure hunter item that we know is going to come back. Okay, so just follow this strategy for every treasure hunter item that we know is going to return. So that also includes like the green Santa hat, stuff like that. This is the way to do it. When an item is released in Treasure Hunter, you can invest into them. When Treasure Hunter leaves, they'll rise. That's how it always works. Even for the things that we know are coming back, that's how it always works. Because people are like, oh shoot, I missed it, and they want to go buy it. That's how it always does. That's how it always goes. Then you can invest in them, and you can hold on to them. Oh, and hey, Ghost, how's it going, man? Thanks for the support there. You can hold on to them, and they will rise over time until the next release. So basically, they are a short to long-term investment that you want to hold on to until you know that they are going to come out again. So they're basically a high-risk towards the end investment, but a low-risk at the beginning investment, if that makes any sense. Because you know they're not going to be back for a while, probably, but you don't know when. The rainbow cape and stuff like that, rainbow cloak and everything like that, you don't really know. Like, that promo comes back a lot. So, yeah, that's just kind of how it works. Just follow that with literally everything that they're going to re-release, and you'll be fine. Green Santa hat, it's coming back. We already know it's coming back. It's probably going to come back on next Christmas, so people can buy them up until next Christmas. Usually the second time... Wow, we got 1 million XP for doing that. That's pretty good. Usually, the second time around, like the second time something comes out, is when you see like a really big drop. So on our first release of something, for example, like the green Santa hat, they're pretty high. The next time that we see it, it will probably be significantly lower. And that's because of, you know, there's a lot more supply the second time around. And also, anyone who just thought it wasn't coming back really knows it's coming back. So you'll have a lot less investors and everything like that. The price just all will just be down. And those two things are true for every treasure hunter thing. For anything else they re-release. So I hope that helps. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go over to do the use, and when I get to the use, I'll be able to answer some more questions and stuff and pay more attention. Feel free to ask any kind of questions you guys have involving, like, you know, money making, investing, flipping, all that kind of stuff. There are no dumb questions. Just feel free to ask. I am more than happy to share whatever I know and any knowledge I've got. I'm more than willing to share with you. I've already made more money in this game than I ever will need. So I'm good with telling you all the secrets. I don't care. And even when I do tell everybody everything, it's still I can make, you know, I'm good. I'm good. A lot of people just think that, like, people won't tell you everything because they don't want to ruin their own stuff. Well, the really smart people, or the people that really know what they're talking about, they're going to make money regardless of whether you know it or not. All right, divine use. Okay, go. Then I can read chat. All right. So, one second. Already did Premiere. Okay, I just need to do Pantheon, which I'll do in a second here. Let's see. Do you think a big game hunter for thieving would be a good idea? I mean, I think that a big game hunter a big game hunter for anything would be good. Like, I like the idea of big game hunter is great. It's like, it's really fun. It's like a very interesting way, very non-RuneScape feeling way to train something. I think it's going to be good for any skill. I think there are other skills besides thieving that need it more, though. Hey, Dr. Joe, I did not sub P.O. Box yet, but very soon. So, here's a story about my P.O. Box situation. I'm going to set one up, but I need to first probably move into a new apartment. And then second, I want to start my next YouTube channel, which is going to be started very soon. And that YouTube channel will basically require a P.O. Box. So I want to get that one going, because the RuneScape one would be cool and all, but I probably wouldn't get that much mail. It really wouldn't be worth spending the money to open a P.O. Box. P.O. Boxes here are pretty expensive. It's like $250 a year or something like that. So in order for it to be really worth opening up a box, I need to have a really good reason. So with the next channel, though, there will be a much better reason, and so then I'll have I'll be able to use it for everything. Working on a citizen archaeology, got all mysteries done now. Nice. Yeah, I think that was the one that I did all the mysteries for. I think that's the one, or I did the note on front one. I got all the mysteries done for that one. It's pretty fun to do. Psycho is currently hooked on Path of Exile. Is it fun? I'm guessing it's fun since you're hooked on it. I can't believe how rare it was, the gifts, but I think it became a lot less rare when they released on Treasure Hunter. Yeah, I mean, the thing is I don't know. Everybody buying up the green sand hat doesn't make any sense. I kind of wish they did make it a rare, but it's not a rare. It's literally just a cosmetic Treasure Hunter item. It's really cool, but it's not worth billions of gold. Let's see. I'm doing archaeology, best time of my life. It gets faster, though. It definitely gets faster. At my level, it's pretty quick. It's not really fast yet, but it's pretty decently fast. Sack your damn artifact, then use torch tool sticks, premier, raft, clan boost, all boost when restoring. Yeah, I could do that, but I definitely could do that, and that would be a great idea to do. But I'm not going to do that until I hit 120. When I hit 120, I'll stack up artifacts for a very long time. But I'm not worried about stacking them until I hit 120, because I want to get the XP to progress the levels right now. Why is the green party hat so cheap? The gold party hat so cheap at the moment. I figured it'd be at least over 500 once the event ended, because everyone thought it was going to be high. Well, everyone that was just hoping to make a quick amount of gold thought it was going to be high, and they are just selling them off, panic selling. So that's why it's low. Anyone who has a lot of money in the game, they're not worried about it dropping. They're just buying up all the cheap ones, which is exactly what I'm doing. I'll just tell you, I'm going to buy all of the gold party hats that are cheap like this. Thousands. Doesn't matter. Hi Manti, do you think Frosted Wreath and Gift Wrap Scythe will be worth investing in? I haven't seen them confirm that they are rare or not yet. And maybe I've missed that, but that was one thing I was wanting to look into, and I haven't really seen them confirm that yet. If you've seen them confirm, or if you've seen them confirm one way or another, let me know please, because I haven't actually seen them confirm one or the other. They're being all secretive about it. How's it going, Yanuka? I wonder how the gold party hat will fare in the market over time. It'll become billions of gold later. That will happen. But we don't know when later is. Venetius Zemai, do you think those Croesus soups are good for flipping right now? Bought the calcified one for $4.90. I really actually don't know. Sorry. I feel better about gold party over green Santa, even though there's a ton more of them. Well, you should feel better since green Santa hat's not discontinued. What is your end goal as you are almost done with the game? Done with the game? What makes you think I'm almost done with the game? Nobody has beat RuneScape ever, so there really isn't an end of the game. But for me, what my goals are right now is to finish off 200 million all in the non-combats, which I'm pretty close actually. A lot of these so my blue stars are 200 million skills. If you can see this, my gold stars are just 120s that are not 200 million yet. But a lot of them are like almost there. Like woodcutting is less than 3 million to 200 million. Farming is less than 7 million to go. I need 24 million in invention. Like it's a lot of my skills are really, really close to being done. So like agility, I need like 6.3 million to 200 million. So almost all my non-combats are done. That's my goal right now because because I just want to be done with all the non-combats. That way I'm just working on combats. It'll be fun. I'll be my combat retirement, that's what I've been calling it. I'm just going to finish off my use too with like the evil tree and doing divine use. That'll finish off 200 million for this. But besides that, I mean, I still have to do trim comp. I'm over halfway on both. I'm really close to comp. I'm over halfway on trim comp. I have to do all the big quests. I like all the big capes and everything still, so there's quite a bit to do. Yo, what's new channel for, bro? New channel is going to be for I'm not sure if I'm doing 2 channels or 1. I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm doing 2 or 1. But I want to do card games. So it's going to be like card games, investing in card games, just having fun with card games in general. It's going to be like just a very fun channel. And then I may or may not do a business channel because I've been creating businesses since I was 14 years old. So doing like a e-commerce / just like business channel in general will be fun to do. Why would it not rise if it's discontinued? Is it because there are just so many? If you're talking about gold party hat, it's just because everybody is dumping them because they thought they were going to jump, and they spent all their money. So people who like 2 gold, like here, just think of it this way: people who, let's say, 2 gold party hats was their entire bank, they bought them, expecting them to just double in price as soon as the event ended, which isn't realistic, but that's what they thought they were going to do. And so that's the reason why they're dumping them now, is because they're just panicking. They're like, oh, well, here's all my money. I need my money. It will rise. It's just going to take some time. It's just not going to be an immediate thing. There are tens of thousands of these gold party hats in the game, so it's not. It is a rare, and it is a discontinued item. It's not necessarily rare. I hope you go through with the business channel. I definitely think that's going to happen, but that one, like, I want to do that. It's going to take some more setup. I've got most of the equipment and everything to do the card game channel. Like I bought another camera. I have a GoPro 10 now. I've also got my phone. I'm gonna upgrade my phone to the new iPhone. That way I've got another camera there. So that between that and then my main camera, which I'm really glad I bought my main camera, because this camera that I'm using, it went up by $800. I just looked. You can't buy it on Amazon for less than $4,300. And that is just for the body. That's not even counting my lens. My lens was $2,200. So if I was to buy my camera again right now, just the lens and just the camera itself would be almost $7,000. Well, with tax, it'd be $7,000. And that's not counting all the rest of the crap to go with it. So I'm really glad I bought it. But anyway, we've got this. I bought some more equipment to be able to do some different filming with it. And I might have to buy another lens. I'm gonna make sure I need to before I do though, because lenses are like $2,000 each, like $2,000 each. But anyway, we got a lot of the stuff. There is an entire stack of sealed card game product right next to me. There's an entire table of card game product that I've been sorting. Like, it's about ready to go. Like, I honestly just have to do like some finishing things and I'll be able to launch that channel. And then for the business one, can definitely do that. I just really need to write down like basically a business plan for it. Need a business plan for business channel. Just to make sure I'm really prepped and I have a good like strategy for that channel too. Just to be honest, like, you know, because not really a reason not to be honest. The RuneScape one was a passion project, you know, like I'm glad that the RuneScape one earns money. Our Patreon content, which if you've never checked it out, it does make people billionaires in RuneScape, which is awesome. I make money monthly from that, which is super awesome to make it so it's possible to do all this stuff. So that's awesome. I don't know how many times I can say awesome anymore. But our Christmas sale, our holiday sale, actually ends tonight. So if you want to be able to get like 20% off of Patreon, then go get it tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be gone tonight. But I need to have... So RuneScape one was a passion project that ended up earning income, which is great. Through that, I was able to get a bunch of contracts with real-life big companies like Patreon themselves. I've been working with them, which has been pretty great. I was actually working with the owner of Patreon for a while. So that's really turned into some cool stuff. The card game channel, I really just want that to be just like a fun passion project, not really expecting that to earn a lot of money. Just want it to be a fun one. But the business channel, if I do that, I want that one to earn a lot of money. Yeah, just being flat out honest. I want my business channel to be about making money online, and I want it to make money online. Because, I mean, to be real with you, if someone was creating a channel like that, and they were saying that they did not want to make money with it, that would just be a lie. That would literally just be a lie. Because you cannot have the business mindset of like, I want to make money on, I want to grow a business and scale and make all this money. You can't have that mindset and then create a business and be like, yes, this business is not for making money. No, that doesn't make any sense. So anyway, hope that explains where I'm currently at when it comes to channels and stuff like that. When do you think a rise in the gold party at will occur? I need to reload, by the way. Give me 1 second. Oh, whatever. Yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna lobby and then jump back in. So I reset my limit on the use. I don't know when the rise is gonna happen. But hopefully it's after I have like 1,000 of them. Psychos, 1,000 hours of game time in 2 months, something like Diablo 3. So yeah, it's pretty good. You put 1,000 hours of game time in 2 months. Wow. I don't know of any game except for RuneScape that I put that much time into. I want to play 2 again, but my laptop is so slow. Oh, it's a bummer. Raymond says, so is the gold party at a rare? It is. And is it worth investing because I don't think it'll be coming back? It's not. That's what a rare is. But it's worth investing for people who have a lot of money. Because you gotta understand, it's not coming back right now. It's not coming, like, it's not ever coming back. But it's not going to rise right now. And even if it did rise, okay, let's say the gold party at right now is like 400 and something million. Let's say like next month it's 700 million, okay? If you only bought 2 of them, you made like 600 million or less. If you would have just had that money, you would have made way more than that flipping. So investing into items like this is only for people who have a lot of extra money that they don't need. So you need to be buying them with money that you don't need to use. That's my point. I was doing Prif Quest and got stuck because of levels. Any tips on leveling up fast? Depends on what levels you need, man. I can definitely help you. Let's see. Would you suggest selling off a green Santa hat now or risking the rise in price later on? I mean, you're risking it crashing to 0. Not really quite 0, but we already know it's coming back, and we don't know when. Although it's probably going to be next Christmas, we don't know when. But it's not a rare. So, but at the same time, there definitely could be a short-term rise on Green Santa Hat. Like, it could spike up, it could go to max cash next week. We don't know. there's not that many of them, and there's not as many of those in the game as there is other items. So even though it's not a rare, there's not very many of them. So that makes people buy them up. You know, it's like any of the hero items, for example, like an Orlando Smith hat or something like that. Those aren't discontinued. You can still go get them, but they're very rare and there's not very many of them, so they're worth multiple billions. The green Santa hat can definitely be that. You know, it can definitely be worth multiple billions because there's not very many of them that exist. So that is what I've got to tell you on that. Me personally, I don't care about it. I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of gold party hats and just wait. I'll buy like 1,000 gold party hats right now. It'll cost me like 450 billion, probably 500 billion by the time I get them all. And then in 10 years, that'll be like 5 trillion. So for me, that seems like a no-brainer investment, and that's the best route for someone that has a lot of gold. If you don't have a lot of gold, though, you should stick to flipping and not really so much investing. What's up, Slayer Dummy? Might be able to finish Old School RuneScape, but RS3 always got new content. 100%. Also, what I would consider beating the game would be completing everything. So good luck on your master quest log, your master clue log. But even if you don't count the master clue log, I mean, there's so many things that you technically would need to finish to be able to finish the game that like you'd be playing 18 hours a day for like 10 years. Even Old School RuneScape, though, I mean, they have a whole bunch of new logs and stuff like that. I mean, it's basically to the point where you're not really going to complete that game either. I'm in World 48. Yeah, no problem, Icy. Just ask anytime. Anything that I know the answer to or can you know, give you some knowledge on, I'll try. If I don't know what I'm talking about, though, I'll just be like, I don't know. Marvgic. Card game meaning like Magic and Pokemon? Yes, sir. Pretty much every card game, though, dude. Like, I play pretty much every card game. Like, so we got some Magic right here. Yay! We've also got some. Let's see what we got. Well, I was just seeing what's laying right next to me. We've also got some Digimon. What's up? Yeah, if you like Digimon, it's right there. There's also some Force of Will here. Love Force of Will. Such a fun game. This is a green card, though, so it looks see-through. I can only get to Wave 4 and Zuck. What world are you doing to use 48? Sorry, I'm reading some of them here. The Sony A? Yeah, this it's an A7S3. Just use a Canon M200. Wish I had yours. If, like, my camera that I use for my main camera here is not a camera that I would recommend for somebody that is, like, starting up. And maybe not even someone who's, like, mid-level. I was able to buy it without worrying about the cost, and so I did. But I wouldn't say you need something quite like this. But if you're able to buy it, it's pretty awesome. Although I might wait though, because it's pretty expensive right now. I paid when I bought mine for my body. I paid. Let me turn the music down just slightly. When I bought my camera, I paid $3,500 for the body, and like I said, now it's $4,300. So I'd probably wait till it goes back down to the regular price. Yeah, lenses do hold their value, and I bought the G Master. So it's a really good G Master. It's a 2.8. 16 to 35 G Master. Really good for shots like this. I just might need to get a more macro lens for the card game one. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I need that. And I'm gonna really make sure I need that before I buy that. Because I would rather get a long range one so I can do some photography. Because this G Master is not for photography for like long distance. It is a really great lens, a really great camera though, but it's so heavy. So if you're someone who likes cameras and you like Sony, and you're thinking about getting this beast of a camera, you don't need to get a G Master. I'm just going to say that. Unless you are going to be using a tripod a lot. If you're going to be handheld, I would honestly maybe recommend not using a G Master because they are so heavy. The camera itself is already heavy, so once you add that onto it, it's kind of like really heavy. And I go to the gym a lot. I go to the gym a lot. Very strong, honestly. And it is heavy for me to hold for too long. Oh my god, my favorite streamer. Hi! They should make an unlimited blood rune staff. I don't think they need one, but it would be cool actually though. Congrats on the contracts and business projects, man. Thank you, thank you. It's definitely something that all that stuff did not come easy, that's for sure. You're like me, I always wanted to make money online, do all kinds of stuff. I shared some mindset. I share the same mindset as you, like RuneScape. Awesome, dude. Glad to hear, man. Yeah, I mean, ever since I was like 13, 14 years old, I was like, yep, I'm just gonna do this the way I want to do it, and decided not to do the 9-to-5 job and all that kind of stuff. I bought 87 gold party a couple weeks ago. I think I'm going to buy more now that people are dumping. Good idea. And he based all levels to 75, but mining? Oh, well, I don't know what all the levels are, man, but you're best just going to be looking up the fastest methods for each skill. They're all out there. But just getting to 75 won't take very long. King Lanky, what's up? What's up, Manti? I've got like 5 billion and eventually want a yellow. Started flipping with 5 billion. What kind of returns can I expect per week or month? You can be a little bit more specific though, because I don't know what you're flipping. And are you flipping with the Patreon stuff, or are you flipping on your own? I also don't know how long you play. There's a lot of missing information here. Yonuka says, so you count yourself the richest in RuneScape? No, definitely not. Path of Exile is unfinishable literally. You'll need a few years to touch half the game. Well, that's pretty sweet. I got mad tokens. Should I sell them now or wait? I don't know what tokens they are. Ben Smith, I have a gold party hat and a green Santa. Only one of each. Considering getting rid of them now, so I have a cash tag to flip with. That would be smart. You should never spend your whole cash tag that you need to flip with. Got lucky and got green Santa for treasure hunt and made the GP. Only around 300 million flip with. Would you recommend flipping with that amount? I would definitely recommend selling both of your items and flipping with all of it. Definitely. And then once you've done that, it really depends on where you're at. But just gear in general. So tier 92 weapons, good armor. That's going to be the general answer for everything. Is gear. You're going to start there anyway. And as you get like more advanced, more experience, you can dive into some other things. You guys can also go look in our Discord too. If you haven't joined the Discord, check out the Discord. Look in the flipping school section. Everything in there is it's free to view. Go check it out. We also have free flipping sections in the Discord too. There's a lot of free content actually. You don't have to be a Patreon member. If you're a Patreon member, you're gonna make a lot of money. But you don't have to be a Patreon member. But in the flipping school, it'll show you how to flip a bunch of different things, like overnight flips, stuff like that. So I have 400 million. What kind of investment should I do? No investments. At 400 million, you should not be investing in anything. You should just be doing flipping at 400 million. Green Santa Hat's going to crash more because it's going to return. Yep. But we could have short-term rises on it though, because it's probably not coming back until next year, like next Christmas. Now, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. If I haven't said hello, happy to answer all your questions. Sorry, just checking a message there. Happy to answer whatever questions you guys got. Also, if you want to check out our Patreon page, if you're looking to make literally start making billions per month right this second, and if you don't believe me, you can go check out our reviews in our Discord. We have 13,000 people in there, and there are literally hundreds of reviews from real members. You can also ask the real members that are currently using it. If you can't tell, I'm not afraid of you finding out it's a good thing. But if you are interested in that or thought about that before, we have 1 day left. So after tonight, our holiday sale ends. So you guys can get up to 20% off tonight only. Only today. Go now. Run to it. Also, remember that if you are an annual member, so that means if you sign up for Patreon and you pay for everything up front for a year, I know that sounds like a big number, and it kind of is, but if you do that, you will get 16% off for being an annual member, and you will also get the sale price, which means you'll get almost 40% off, which is pretty insane. And you will also unlock the annual flipping section, which is arguably the best section we have in the entire thing. So Go check it out if you're interested, or ask me if you have any questions. Cobra says, if I join Patreon, do I have to have at least 10 million, at least 100 million to start? No. You can start with 10 million if you want to. The more money you have, the better you're going to do, for sure, but you don't have to have 100 million. You need to have 100 million in order to start, like, Billionaire Flip Club. Yes. And, like, Master Pass, you need to have more than 100 million. But to do, like, Flip Master or something, you do not have to have that much, no. There's different tiers. And you guys can also look into flipping info in there. It tells you how much you need for each tier. You can just ask me also. Yanuka says, so how much would I possibly make if I would become a Patreon with 10 billion cash stack? I mean, with 10 billion, it's gonna greatly vary. For starters, you're gonna be above the average person. So any of that stuff that says this makes an average of this much per month, you'd be above that because you're working with 10 billion. We have people that work with 10, 50 billion, 100 billion. We have people with, like, all types of amounts, and it greatly varies. I don't want to give you a number that's not accurate. But if you're very actively playing and you're using alts and stuff like that, I mean, you could expect 3, 4, 5 billion gold per month. And that's also assuming you'd be in one of the higher tiers because you have 10 billion, so I'd assume you would. But you would definitely be making multiple billions per month. Raymond says, who would have thought that the Serengaba would have went from the cheapest tier 92 to the most expensive? I mean, honestly, it's true. I really wouldn't have expected that one to go that high, just because of the fact that most people use it just for the spec. So, but I think the biggest reason why that's so high is because of the Eldritch Crossbow. If we didn't have the Eldritch Crossbow and stuff like that, then it probably wouldn't be that high. Do you think Christmas tokens are worth holding on to? Yeah, usually. They will do a slow rise over the year. But you would just need to understand that you're going to be waiting for a while. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to double all my money next week or something like that. That's a long-term investment, but they don't come around until Christmas again. So if you watch the graphs and stuff like that, they do start to climb up. You guys can literally look in the wiki, look at the graphs for items like that, and you can see how they climb up slowly. Also, if you are on Twitch and you're not subscribed to the channel, if you have your free Twitch Prime subscribe and all that kind of stuff, you can do that if you want to. It will give you a purple rank in our Discord. Check it out. Anyway, I just realized I haven't mentioned the fact that people can subscribe to the Twitch in, like, literally, like, I don't know, the last 10 streams. So there you go. There's my Twitch plug. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Sponsored by Sierra Mist. I'm just kidding. I'm not really sponsored. Blue Moon, I have about 200 million. Are you talking about for... If you're talking about flipping with 200 million, you can definitely flip with 200 million. Sounds tempting. I might try for a month and see. Well, you can. You can cancel anytime you want to, and you can also just do 1 month. If anybody needs help, whether you're an existing member of Patreon or you are thinking about it or whatever, or maybe you just hate me and you're like, wow, you suck, then you can always reach out in my DM and just be like, ask me a specific question. Like if you're like, hey, I'm currently making 500 million a month. I'm interested in how I could be making 500. I'm interested in how I could be making $1 billion per month. Or maybe I'm currently making 10 million a day. How do I make 30 million a day? You guys can reach out and answer those kind of questions anytime you want to. The thing I ask though is that you just tell me what you're currently doing, because that's what I'm going to ask you. Just let me know, like, what are you currently flipping? What are, how often are you currently flipping? How much money are you flipping with? Because I can use that information to tell you what you can do to improve your flips and how you can start making more money. Okay, Dragon Throwing Axe. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these Dragon Longswords. But either way, thank you everyone for supporting the stream. It's always awesome to hop on here with you guys, answer the questions and stuff like that. Oh, I can't collect right now. The big reason, the whole reason why I do RuneScape stuff is because I just really enjoy hanging out with you guys, talking about RuneScape. It's really fun. The fact that I do have people that support on the Patreon and the Discord and everything is amazing. Like, amazing. I cannot explain how amazing it feels to be able to earn money, to pay for bills, to be able to continue making content because you guys make that possible. Like, it's freaking awesome. I feel very lucky. So reach out anytime if you need help. because you're the only reason why I'm able to do this. Okay, what should we do? I basically did what I wanted to do. I went and did the divine use. How much XP did we? 2.3 million till 200 million. That's gonna be really soon, actually. Can you get profit off things that only go down in price? Is that a thing? Yeah, you can. So whether it's dipping or crashing or whatever, you can make profit. There's just a much higher risk when things are going down. When things are going up, you can always just resell it for a smaller profit or something. Like, it's going to continue going up, you know? But things that are dropping oftentimes have a really big margin because people don't want to touch it. So you have a lot less competition on something that's falling. But there is still a lot of risk, though, because it's still falling. Not as many people want to buy it. I would highly recommend that for something that is currently crashing, that you just be very cautious and maybe not do that in the beginning. Like, you can do that, though. You flip clue scroll items. Clue scroll items are a really great thing to flip. You can put offers on an account for clue scroll stuff and let them sit there for like literally months and then not ever check it. So that part is really cool. There are a lot of items like that, not just the clue scroll stuff. But those are the main things, though. Let's see. Following your Discord guide, I turned 130 into 280 since 29th of December. Wow, that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick, actually. You more than doubled your bank in literally a week. Not bad. Hey, and reach out if you need more help on anything like that. And awesome, Jacob. Yanuka says the Patreon on a monthly basis can be canceled anytime. Yes. You can do it for 1 month or whatever you want to do. Alex says, did Patreon for 1 month, bought red Halloween mask after that. Thank you for the help. Well, that's pretty sweet of an accomplishment. Awesome, Alex. Cobra says that's when you buy. When you buy, they drop all the way. Rainbow Cape's hella dropping now, slowly rising. Yeah, so things like a Rainbow Cape will start to drop because they just got re-released or whatever, and then they will start to rise back up afterwards. So, oh hey, Jeff Sita's sorry. This guy was saying that he likes the videos. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah. Like, I'm trying to explain this. So, flipping is not really that difficult of a thing to get a hold of and to get the grasp of. Having prices and everything, like in our Discord, whether you're using the free sections or the Patreon sections, either one are going to be very useful to help give you some guidance, and then it makes it faster and you can make more profit and everything like that. But the big money comes from like learning how to flip, practicing flipping, and then figuring out the things that you can do with it that are kind of like a more of a hidden strategy kind of thing. My flipping, I mean, I'm making content. I'm working on my other businesses that's not RuneScape. I'm having a real life, all this kind of stuff. So I don't really get to sit there and actively flip very much at all anymore. But that's okay though, because I have other methods of doing flipping, which are in the flipping school, by the way. You can go look in there, like batch flipping, overnight flipping, stuff like that. That is the main things that I do. And so, once you have the basics of flipping down, you can start doing strategies like that, more advanced strategies to really earn the money while spending less time on it. And that is where you'll actually be able. That is where you will start to get like a very big bank. If you guys wonder, oh, how did you get 1 trillion gold, or how did you like? I'm pretty far past 1 trillion gold now. So like, how did you get 1 trillion gold? How did you do that, or whatever? Literally, it's about as you go, just figuring out ways of earning more while spending less time. And so, if you spend less time and you increase how much you're earning in that time, then you will make more money in shorter time. Seems pretty obvious, right? But that's really it. And also, just understand that I'm not any different than you guys. All of you can go make triple-digit billions or trillions or whatever you want to do. Like on this account right here, which by no means has that much gold on it, is 116 billion gold. So like, you guys can all do it. So just practice, just think outside the box. If you have any questions or help or anything like that, just ask me. You can ping me in the Discord if you need to also. We got 13,000 people in there too, so probably you'll get answers from a lot of people. Finding the items to make good returns is hard. It can be. And that is also another reason why even the free open flipping sections in the Discord are great, is because you guys can also just scroll up in there and look at other items. When an item was good at one point, it's probably still good now. You know, that kind of follows through. So even if it's not like a freshly posted price, so the Patreon sections, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the Patreon Discord sections for pricing, those things are priced all day long, all night long, all day long. There's always going to be fresh prices in there for you to use. The free open sections, there's prices whenever the community posts. So they might not be as fresh or whatever. But just because they're not as fresh, if they were good at one point, like there was a big margin at one point, there probably is going to be a big margin now. You just might need to find the price, which you can go right on down to the flipping school. And then flipping school, I literally have a section there called price checking. And in price checking, you'll be able to price check. So there you go. Lilo says, it's obvious, but we don't really think about it. And I'm surely buying a Patreon sub in the future. Well, awesome. That's, yeah. Hey, I will really appreciate the support in the future. Obviously, unless I'm putting out really good content for the Patreon stuff, then people will not continue to keep the Patreon stuff. So please let me know what you think of that content. And I'm always working on adding more stuff into it. We have a lot in there already, though. But anyway. Ben says, that's my trouble. Let's say I sell my item and I have about $1 billion to flip with. I can only really play for a bit in the evenings. I could check during the day on mobile at work, so flip gear and weapons. With that situation, that's very similar to my situation. So what I recommend you do is go to the flipping school and then read about the overnight flipping section. And there is another section that I don't think I've released quite yet, but it's coming out very, very soon. Very soon, actually, because I think it's mostly done. I think I just need to add the graphics for it. But anyway, it's going to be for batch flipping, which is like a strategy based on overnight flipping. So use those when that comes out. Also, look on the YouTube channel for the overnight and batch flipping. There's actually been very recent video that I made. Like there's actually a recent series where it's like overnight flipping, where I'm pretty sure the videos are like earn 65 million overnight by doing these items or some crap like that. You'll see it if you go to my channel and go to recent videos or whatever, just click on videos, you'll see those. They all have a very similar thumbnail. So just watch those. And that is also like the batch flipping, overnight flipping strategy. It's really good for people who don't have as much time. So definitely check those out, Ben. It'll be really helpful for you. Jacob, I saw in one of your videos, if an item crashes when you buy something, it's worth buying even more. It really depends on what the item is. That does not apply to everything, but that does apply to a lot of things. Half my wealth is invested in Dark Animica now. Is it now just a waiting game? I would have to look at the graphs for Dark Animica, but I would say that is usually a pretty solid one for it to rise back up. But look at the graphs. Any investing, when it comes to like following the up and down, like the roller coaster of pricing, you just need to look at the graphs and be like, okay, according to the graphs here, it should be rising back up on double XP. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example. If you look at the timing for double XP, which I also have videos about looking at the timing of double XP, so check out the double XP investing videos. Even though they're older, they still are very applicable now. If you look at them, and I literally explain how to read the graphs to know what to invest in when it comes to those supplies. Also, if you are a Patreon member, you can look in the investing mastery section of our Discord, and there is a spreadsheet in there that actually shows you like examples of using the graphs and like what prices things were good to buy at and sell at and stuff like that. I need to update that one, though. I'm just going to be honest. I need to update that one. That one was based on, like, before the whole double XP became a 10-day thing kind of thing. So that is based on the weekends. But the same concept still really applies to it. And just use it for information until I do update it. I wouldn't use those prices exact, although I've heard from people that they are still working. Just be cautious and use it as a strategy type thing. But the videos, though, are very useful. But just check the wiki on it. Yunuka says, I've been flipping items that people sell them as junk for a quick buck and sell them double daily. On those, I make around 50 to 100 million. Well, that's really good. I mean, it's really awesome. My recommendation would be to keep doing that, and then just add more strategies onto what you're already doing. When you are doing something that's working, like this person right here, Yunuka said that they're doing something that is working for like 50 to 100 million per day. Just because you find something better does not mean you should stop that. So if you are flipping, for example, and you're doing your overnight flipping and you're like, wow, this is going pretty well. And then you're like, oh, hey, I actually have time to play now. I'm going to do a whole bunch of active flipping. That doesn't mean to stop doing overnight flipping. It just means to add active flipping and or add on strategies. So keep adding strategies on and not just forgetting about them when you find something better. Because I'll tell you that even though I am able to make a lot of gold per month, like I can make, if I'm actively playing, me making 30 to 50 billion in a month would not be that difficult. And I know that probably sounds ridiculous to some of you, but once you have a trillion gold or whatever, and you got the resources I've got, it's not that difficult, honestly. And so given that, the way that I'm able to do that is because I'm not forgetting about the strategies that I've learned and the strategies that work. I'm just adding on to the ones that work. I'm doing the good ones, the all right ones, and the ones. I'm doing them all. So that gives me a lot of different ways to earn income over a month. Wolfsbane says, I have 75 million starting cash. What should I flip? With 75 starting cash, basically you're going to be sticking to tier 70 gear. So tier 70, tier 80 gear is what you're probably going to be wanting to stick with. Mostly tier 70. With 75 million, you can make some really good overnight returns on doing tier 70 gear. Raymond says, what do you hold your money in once you have a max stack of shards? So on this account, on a few of my accounts, I've got max shards. This account has 691 million shards, so nothing too crazy. But I've also got 700,000 spirit shard packs here. Once you've got max shards, then you just buy spirit shard pack. Because you can store trillions worth of spirit shard pack. And if you ever need to, you can literally just take out one here. And then let's say I need some gold. Then I can just click on open spirit shard pack. And then boom, that instantly turns into 5,000. And then I can just go ahead and now have 5,000 more spirit shards. So the box itself is not tradable, but you can just make them tradable by just clicking the boxes. So I would recommend you just buy the spirit shard packs. I don't know why more people don't do that. The number of people that I've seen that are like, oh, I have 100 and something billion, and I don't know how to store money. I guess I have to buy more rares. I mean, you can, or you could just buy spirit shard packs. They're right here. Also, too, in order to buy out all the spirit shard packs from a store at one time that's a lot of money. So there are plenty of them to buy. Also, we'll get one last thing. When it comes to your wealth evaluator, also. So my wealth evaluator says, this one says 116.6 billion. But if I look in here and I look at, okay, bank. All right, let's say I take off my untradeable wealth, so it does not show untradeable wealth. Now it says 25.9. That is because the other nearly 90 billion is in those spirit shard packs. So you can actually manipulate how much it shows that you own by just buying spirit shard packs. Kind of fun if you want to screw with people and be like, my wealth is 1 billion, then click the button, and my wealth is 10 billion. It's kind of funny. But the other thing I was going to say, though, if you want a very accurate amount of money, like you want to pretty accurately know how much money you have on your account, spirit shards, if we look back in here and I right click a spirit shard, I click examine, it says 24 GP. And sometimes they go even lower than that. Well, if your entire bank is in spirit shards, or you've got 50 bill worth of spirit shards or whatever, when that spirit shard goes up or down, it's going to make your wealth evaluator go up and down. You won't know how much you actually have. But the spirit shard packs are always worth the same price. So there, it's a little bit easy. It's one way of making the wealth evaluator a little bit more accurate. It's also pretty fun too. Last thing on this, because I'm sure a lot of people never really looked into this. But last thing, if you're somebody who wants to do a rebuild, okay, you're like, okay, I want to start from scratch, okay? You can take everything that you own, sell it all off, and put it all into spirit shard packs so that your entire bank, literally your whole bank, is spirit shard packs, okay? When you go into the wealth evaluator, let me get rid of this. When you go into the wealth evaluator after doing that, you turn off the include untradeable wealth, and then as you see right here, like I said, how it makes it so now it looks like I have 26 billion on here. It will make it so that you have 0 total wealth if 100% of your money is in the Spirit Shard packs. So you don't have to move your money off your account or anything like that. You can literally just put it in the Spirit Shard packs, click that, and then you are ready for a fresh rebuild. It's pretty fun. I'm planning on doing that eventually on my account when I have like a lot of time to play. I would love to do that and make like a series about it. I've tried making series about that before, but the downside is I just don't have time to make those series, or didn't have time at the time. So I would love to do one of those when I really have the time to do it. Let's see. Okay, so that answers that. Jacob says, I guess my last comment is batch flipping. Yeah, basically is, yeah. No problem, Ben. Hayden says, hey, Manti, what are your thoughts on investing in Green Sandhat now, as they probably won't come back for a couple of years? I don't know who said a couple of years, but they're probably going to come back at Christmas. I don't know why they wouldn't. They basically said that they are. But my thought on it right now is it's probably a really good short-term investment. There's not that many in the game, so they're going to remain pretty high right now, most likely. Unless there's a couple whales that have a bunch, and then they all just dump them, and then the price is half. So that could be. There is probably, actually, I know of a few people that are holding over 100 of these Green Sandhats, which is not a lot, but it's good enough that if they dumped all of them, they'd probably drop a couple $100 million. So keep that in mind, that realistically, we should have a good short-term investment for Green Sandhat. Get rid of them before next Christmas, obviously. But potentially, people could dump their supply, which would make the average price of them go down since the overall volume is higher. So we just have to keep that in mind. That is the one thing people don't take into account whenever they look into investments like that, where they're like, there's not very many in the game. Well, you're right, but let's say there are 10,000 Green Santa hats, okay? I'm going to try to explain this in so just in case someone doesn't really know what I'm saying here. Let's say there's 10,000 Green Santa hats. When people are like, oh, there's this many in the game, I feel like everyone just assumes there's that many actually being traded in the Grand Exchange, and that's why they're that price. But in reality, if we have 10,000 Green Santa hats, there's probably like 3,000 of them that are being actively traded, right? So the current pricing is based on 3,000 Green Santa hats, not 10,000. So if some big whale or a whole bunch of people dumped their Green Santa hats, and then now there are 7,000 being traded instead of 3,000, that's a pretty significant difference, and the overall average price can significantly drop. So that is just something you consider. Obviously, don't take the 10,000. That is literally just an example. But increasing the overall volume dramatically is something that can happen even with the item not being re-released. Okay? If you don't know, I hope that explains what I'm trying to say there, because I've had a lot of people say that kind of thing where it's like, or like right now, gold Santa, the gold party hat. The gold party hat is a great example. People are like, it's discontinued now. Why is it dropping? Because people are selling them off. More of them are coming into the game, and the overall trade volume is increasing. There's a difference between how many exist in the game and the trade volume. Those are two very different things. So the trade volume of gold party hat is currently increasing, which is why the price is currently decreasing. When there are less of them in the trade volume, when the trade volume is lower, because of all the whales like myself are buying them up and going, scooping them all up, you're going to see the price rise. So I hope that explains. Let's see. It's the thing of, let's see. I appreciate the help. Awesome. Glad I could help. I can hold on to Spirit Shard for you. I'll just put them in boxes. Unuka, it's the thing of finding the items that keeps me on this level. Plus, I spend money on gear, and a lot of GP was spent on skilling. Hey, I mean, that's fine. Spend money on it. Like max your account out. Get your gear you want. I would just be cautious about how much you spend on gear, just to be honest with you, because the more money you have to flip with and invest with and everything else, the more money you're going to make, which means the easier that gear is going to be to buy. If this makes any sense, and I know I'm going to confuse the crap out of a few people here, but there is a thing called opportunity costs. And due to opportunity costs, how much an item actually costs you will vary depending on the opportunity of the item. So yeah, I almost want to confuse the shit out of you guys right now. So let's say for example that a Saren God bow, right? Because someone earlier was like, I want to buy a Saren God bow. A Saren God bow is cheaper for me than it is for you. Why? Because for me, I can buy 20, 30, 50, 100 Saren God bows and not even notice that it's gone. And so the amount of money that I can make in RuneScape per month or whatever does not change at all. It doesn't change at all. Maybe it increases because now I can go use Saren Godbow and I can literally throw Saren Godbows at the monsters and just whatever. But for you, what if Saren Godbow is 80% of your bank? Well, that just became a lot more expensive for you because now you're going to be flipping and investing in everything else so much slower. It's going to cost you so much more money to own that Saren Godbow. It is literally costing you money because if 10 hours of flipping with your whole bank would earn you 100 million, now you're doing 10 hours of flipping with 20% of your bank, and let's say you make 20 million. So that Saren Godbow cost you 80 million gold over that 10-hour period. It's opportunity costs. It's part of opportunity costs. But that is how something is actually more expensive for you, even though it's the same price. So just keep that in mind when you're, thinking about buying gear or anything like that. Be like, is that gear actually going to cost me a lot of money? Maybe I shouldn't buy it yet then. Maybe I should just buy the things that aren't going to affect me at all. Let's see. And also, too, just to throw this out there, you don't need to have maxed out gear and bests in slots and all this kind of crap until you are doing pretty high tier content. You don't even need it at all. Like, I mean, you can literally just use Serenic and some Ascensions and go rip apart nearly everything in RuneScape. But if you want to do some high tier stuff or whatever, like very high tier stuff, that is where you're going to need to be getting best in slot and all that kind of stuff. You don't actually need to have best in slot. What you probably will need more is just improving your skills at PVM to begin with. What do you suggest flipping with 1 billion just about to start? That is just going to be doing gear, my friend. Just doing gear. So you guys can check out the Patreon page if you want to. 20% off, roughly, for a holiday sale until the end of today. That is a great way for you to do flipping. Otherwise, just look in our free open flipping sections for ideas, but gear. Icy Lemons, I personally don't think they will be released again for at least a few years. We still haven't seen Black Santas again. Well, yeah, but you're talking about two different things, though, Lemons. Black Santa Hat, they never said it's coming back. Green Santa Hat, they did say is coming back. So it's two very different things. Also, how much money did Jagex just make from Green Santa Hat? A lot of money. They just made so much money in microtransactions. It's coming back. It's definitely coming back. Hayden says, how are rares still being badly manipulated and going higher with no duel arena? Jagex has been cracking down on shops and average players can't stake their way to party yet they're still rising. I haven't seen Jagex cracking down on shops. So there's part of it. Jagex is doing a whole bunch of blowing smoke up our ass right now, basically, where they're like, we're going to do this and this and this, but we haven't seen any hard evidence that Jagex has actually cracked down on anyone yet. I love you, Jagex. If you're watching this video, I love you, but I need some love back. The community needs a little love back before I am not so sassy. But right now, I'm just sitting on this. It's been 2 years since you said you were going to investigate a dupe, and you never gave us results. Great. So I would like some results. But that basically is the thing right there. And until those stores are gone, until that gold is actually removed, they'll just continue buying up the rares. And you're right, the duel arena is now gone. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. People bought gold to go stake in the duel arena. That was the big thing. They would buy gold, stake. That was their gambling addiction. And the duel arena was also the way for people to transfer gold. Like a gold seller can go sell you some gold by you killing them in the duel arena. But it doesn't really have that much to do with party hats. Party hats are basically what people would go buy after they made a bunch of money in the duel arena. And then they would go sell those party hats to shops and stuff like that. So nothing has really changed when it comes down to people buying party hats from stores with real gold. Yeah, like that didn't really change. Like the removal of duel arena didn't really change that. So that is the reason why We need to see some actual action on the shops, actual action on the removal of gold before we're going to see anything actually happen with the party hats. And Jagex should also probably think of better solutions rather than adding tax to the Grand Exchange, because I swear, it's funny because they're like, we hired actual economists to figure this out. You know what? I don't need to be an actual economist to tell you that that was a damaging move, and you could have done a way better move. Jagex could seriously just email the people who make the economy content on RuneScape. I've only been doing it for 6 years. Why don't you jump on a Zoom call and I will blow your mind with how obvious the changes could be. Let's see. What's your total XP? My total XP right now is 4.1 billion, basically. 4114. We're just working a whole bunch of archaeology right now. But pretty soon I'll be done with all the non-combats. Then it's just only combats all the way at the end. I mean, how likely is it that they will be released in the same rare back-to-back years? It's not a rare. They've never done that before. They have done that before. They did it with the pudding hats and everything else that they never mentioned were going to be discontinued or not. Black Sand, they did say could come back. Yeah, they said could, but with green they said is. It is very different, but and honestly though, I'm going to say something that's very unfortunate, and that is we really can't pay much attention to what they say, because Jagex changes everything they're going to do. Like, whatever Jagex says doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter at all. They've said so many things, done the complete opposite, or didn't follow up, that it's so ridiculous that you actually cannot count on what they say. So there's that. I mean, there was a point when Mod Mark, the owner, or the CEO, whatever, he said he was going to make it so that if you paid for membership, that you'd be able to have multiple accounts on that one membership. That never happened. He said that in a press conference, like actually doing an interview with another company that was interviewing him about that, and he said that was going to happen, and it never happened. So, like, I don't know. There's a lot of examples of that. So whether or not they said it's going to come back or not doesn't matter. But I will tell you that anything that increases their paycheck, they'll bring back, as we know. And Green Santa Hat, it increased their paycheck, so it's coming back. Raymond says, at what point in my flipping career do I need to invest in alternate accounts? Whenever you're at the point where you think you have enough gold in order for you to be able to transfer it between accounts. So basically, if you're like I'm flipping with all my gold, I have gold left over, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap it. I could be flipping on more slots. It's probably a great time to create alts. Let's see. I think they are just involved in the gold sale, to be honest. They're not. Jagex isn't, because they don't need to be. That's just the thing. Jagex doesn't need to sell gold at all. There's no reason for them to need to. They make money. They make all their money from microtransactions, and honestly, if they wanted to sell gold, they would just put it on the front page. And Jagex actually does already sell gold. They sell bonds. You can buy a bond, cash it in for gold. So for them, they're not really interested. They're not involved in that. But they are definitely. They should be more involved in getting rid of it, because then it would help them. Timmy Jackson, how many gold party hats do you have? Some. I'm not telling you how many I have, but it's going to be a lot. Jagex purposely allow alts to be created with the free keys. I mean, Jagex is keeping alts around and not letting you have one membership to have multiple accounts. They're doing all that because that way they make more money that way. So that's the reason why they never allowed you to do it. It's unfortunate. Do you do any other passive moneymakers, such as invention guild machines? I do, but it's mostly just to like keep relevant with the game. I don't need gold anymore, and whenever I do need gold, I can make it very quickly. And I do make gold in the game. Like I have a lot of fun doing the money making stuff. So I mostly do it for fun. It's not like I don't need to do the invention guild machines or whatever, but I just really enjoy doing it in general. It's just fun to do. Also, that way I can help out you guys whenever you have questions. That way I like know the answer. Do you think there will be an increase in GE limit through the Grand Exchange come anytime soon? We just had a GE limit, but probably not. because they're trying to add, like, I think they're more involved in, I don't know. They're more involved in trying to figure out golden item sinks that don't make sense right now. I don't think we're getting any more quality of life of GE, if that's your question. Marcus, yes, it should be more involved to get rid of it. Yeah, exactly. I've worked at their base office. I could definitely agree with if I made some money, we're doing it again. See, I mean, it's a business too. Like, I mean, I would expect that. That's not. I'm not really flaming Jagex for being greedy or anything when I say that. I'm just saying that any company that makes a bunch of money doing something is going to do it again. El Hadidi says, will you alch some of those gold party hats to buff the price? That wouldn't really buff the price. I could just hold on to them and it'll buff the price. Fen Chico says, what do you do for money? In what? Like for RuneScape? Marcus, but they only put it in place to stop gold selling websites because making the money also lowered botting, I guess. Yeah, but the thing is, though, is like creating bonds did not remove any of that. They're just having this. So money is so much easier to make now, and the gold farms are able to make the money much faster. And then when it comes to value, like the gold value being lower, it's actually kind of balanced out because of the fact that they're just, before they were selling you less gold for money, now they're selling you more gold that was easier to get for some money. So they're not really making that much less money, unfortunately. But like I said, Jagex can Zoom call me anytime to learn economics. I'll help. Hayden says, I wonder if they're just going to keep reskinning rares such as purple Santa hat, etc. for holiday events such as Christmas or Halloween. I think it's fine for them to do that. I don't think they've done it too excessively. Most time we do get new stuff, and I really wouldn't mind getting more multiple colored stuff and whatever. I think it's pretty important as rares do get more valuable as time goes on. Even if they remove the massive inflation and we just had like the actual real prices of things, like a party hat right now, like a purple party hat would probably be worth like 15-20 billion right now if there was not the massive inflation, blah blah blah. Just like regular inflation on top of people being home from COVID and stuff like that, and more players and all that, blah 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 blah. If we had the real stuff and nothing to do with the dupe, then they would still be increasing in price. So I think that making new colors and stuff is actually pretty good for people who want to get those things and they just have a cheaper option. Like the gold party hat is cool and all. I really wish it wasn't gold. It actually looks really good in orange. I'm not sure if you guys know this, by the way, but if you put your graphics on low, here, I'll do it actually. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. If you go to graphics, put them on minimum. Oh, no, it's still not doing minimum. 1 second. Go in here. Textures. Oh, my textures are off. I wonder what I need to do. Anyway, there's something that you can do. Just put it back in ultra. There's something you can do where you make it so it's like turn all your graphics completely off, and then the skin and everything will be gone off this, and it's actually an orange party hat. It actually looks really good as an orange party hat. I really wish it would have been orange and not gold. Gold looks kind of tacky, but oh well. Just trying to answer whatever questions you guys got. How high do you think the gold party hat will go? Who knows? It doesn't even matter. Just hold on to them, throw them in the bank, and forget about them. If you're worried about how high they're going to go, you shouldn't be investing in them. Your RuneScape guides, tips, etc. are pro, by the way. Hey, thank you, Henry. I'm really glad you enjoyed them. In-game, just flipping and investing is how I make money. Corbo, why would they release the same rare if they want money? They need new rares. I mean, they don't need new rares. People still want rares. They could just release the same one. They like next month they could make a get a Halloween out of this event by buying keys, and people would tear through like 1 million keys, even though it's something that already exists. Did Jagex forget about Steel Series promotion? They affect the economy such as gold, Santa hat injection. I know. Something else too is they literally increased the amount of cash prizes that were in the treasure hunter. And if they really were that worried about the inflation and stuff, then just remove the cash prizes or make them ultra rare or something. Like the fact that you get like 50 million or multiple stacks of 50 million is ridiculous. Ben Smith says, yeah, of course, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just clear to me that that's the core of their ethos. At the end of the day, it's a business. They'll work on gold sinks and gold mines over and over. For sure. There are some very easy gold sinks they could be doing. I just really wish they would. Actually, here, I'll just tell you these. I'll tell you some of them. I'll tell you one. I will tell you one. One. Just one. You ever played a game called Black Desert Mobile? So I love Black Desert Mobile. It's a very fun phone. It's a very fun game on the phone, iPad, whatever you want to play it on. But here is the thing about Black Desert Mobile. You can make billions and trillions in Black Desert Mobile. I have like 240 billion in my gold, which is actually silver in that game. And then in items in that game, I probably have like another, I don't know, at least that much more. So I probably like I have a 500 billion bank. But there's so many things you can spend gold, like you spend your gold on, your silver on, to be able to work on. Let me tell you what I mean in terms of RuneScape, for example, okay? Let's say there were these things where it's like you can collect 10 of these fragments from okay. Let's say from a boss drop, you can get one of these fragments that you can add on to a tier 92 to make it tier 93 or make it tier 95 or whatever, okay? So it just a fragment of something that is able to increase a piece of gear's power, all right? And then what you could do with that is you could just make it so that maybe it's a really rare drop from a monster. So there you go. You can get it from monster drops. Or you can spend 10 million GP per fragment and you can buy them from a shop in the game. And then maybe that shop is like a once a day you can buy 5, or once a day you can buy 10 or something like that. Like, there you go. That is the kind of thing you see all over like Black Desert Mobile, where it's like if you want to upgrade your gear, you have to get these fragments and spend those fragments and the lower piece of gear to be able to craft the higher piece of gear. And the thing is so much money is removed from that game. Like, literally, me alone, I spend probably 500 million gold a day or something like that by buying the stuff from shops. And there's so many other things you could use as an example as well. Let's say, here, I'll give you one more short example. Let's say they wanted to increase, I don't know, like how fast you woodcut, okay? So maybe you go to an NPC and you spend like 100,000 gold on these potions, and then they make it so you cut wood faster or something for an hour, and so you'll need 1 potion per hour, and there's something you can only buy for an NPC. There you go. Buying 10 of those is 1 million gold in this example. If you take that over the entire course of the entire game of RuneScape, that is a lot of money being removed from the game. The big thing is, and this is the big thing for me, is that RuneScape used to go to the general store and everything like that to buy supplies. Like, that was a thing back in the old days of RuneScape. Like, you go buy a bunch of arrows, you go buy a bunch of runes, you go buy a bunch of whatever. But now there's like hardly any reason to go buy stuff from the Grand Exchange, or like from shops, you know? Like, there's not really much reason to go buy them from shops the item limit on it's too low or whatever. It's just not really worthwhile. Not enough money is being spent in shops. So if they just made it so you needed to spend money in shops, there you go. There goes your money. There's your gold sink. So hard. And guess what? You didn't even have to put a tax in the game. Like, just ridiculous. Why would you go straight to tax rather than just implementing something you can just buy? Oh my god. It's like the people who make these decisions have never actually played a game before. Because in literally every other game that I know of that have gold sinks, they just have stuff you buy. All right, guys. I have to head out now. But it was really fun having the stream and everything. If you guys have more questions, everything, be sure to check out our Discord down below. You guys can also look at the Patreon page if you'd like to. The Patreon is a really wonderful way for you to support the channel, make it so I can make this content for you, and start making a few billion gold a month for yourself. Well, obviously, it'll depend on which one you've got and how much you have to start with and everything, and that'll determine how much you make. But potentially multiple billions a month per whatever. Anyway, you get the idea. Check it out. Today is the last day for our holiday sale if you want to join the Patreon. So you get up to 20% off, or up to 40% off if you're an annual member. Any questions about that? Ask me or ask someone in our Discord. We got 13,000 people in there.